Welcome to another episode of Wait, Have You Seen This? I don't know why I had to do that slow, but it felt a little bit more cinematic. Look at that theater right there. I wonder if you can go inside at any point. That theater is, wow, that's a beautiful theater right there. Anyway, we're still downtown Los Angeles. We're here. Last video I told you guys I wanted that. I don't know if this is going to be the last video or this is going to be the video before the last video. I don't know, but either way it go. I told you guys I was going to come down here to see something, and this is going to be the start of my Route 66 videos. Hopefully I can get a series of videos done for Route 66, but we shall see. But we're going to start this video right here at the Palace Theater. No, thank you. We're gonna start right here at the Palace Theater. Thank you. I'm gonna start right here. I keep trying to say what I'm gonna start at, but everybody's trying to sell something. This right here is the Palace Theater. You guys may recognize it, you may not recognize it, but as a kid of the 80s and the 90s, I recognize it as soon as I saw it. But this place right here, also going with the theme of Michael Jackson this year. This theater right here is where Michael Jackson and his girlfriend walked out of in Thriller. Right here, he started here. And there used to be a ticket booth right here, but of course it's not there anymore. Also, I think you can take like ghost tours of this place or whatnot, but right here is where Michael Jackson came out and they were doing the two-step down the sidewalk right here. Him and his girlfriend. It's close to midnight. All that stuff right here. But this is the theater that happened in right here. It's called the Palace Theater. Now, the interiors of that theater did not happen here. The interiors is a theater out in Pasadena. I cannot think of the name of the theater at this point, but this is where he started off in Thriller. This is the spot. I'll try to find some pictures of it and drop a couple of pictures. I don't do that much, but we'll see. We'll see what we can do. But yeah, let's see if we can get a good shot this way. And there we go. So that's the Palace Theater, and that is where the start of Thriller happened, right here at this place right here. I think it starts where it shows the sign Palace Theater, and then it kind of brings it down like that right there. But it's so dope. It's so dope. But anyway, let's keep going, because we didn't come out here for Michael Jackson's hot spots. Came out here for a whole another reason. So let's keep going. We drove all the way down here to downtown, because we're going to go across the street and see if we can get a better shot of it from this direction. But right across the street over there, you see there's a little sign up there right above the light fixture and whatnot, and it says Route 66 roadside attraction. Well, right here in 1932, I believe it was, is where the end of Route 66 was. But then in 1939, also I believe it was, they decided they wanted to extend it a little bit. They were like, why should we keep it right here in downtown when most people are expecting to drive themselves all the way out to the beach? So instead of stopping here, staying here, let me go hit the button here. But instead of staying here in downtown, they decided to extend it more towards the beach. And over in Santa Monica, it's now, well, the ending officially is over in Santa Monica. There's two places though in Santa Monica. I don't know if we're gonna be able to make them to those places today, but we will make it to those places soon. But there's two places in Santa Monica where the end of Route 66 is. Now there's one that's official and there's one that's unofficial. Most people think that the end is Santa Monica Pier. But right here is the actual ending of Route 66. Right here in this spot, right in the middle of downtown Los Angeles. This is where the end of the trail was. So right here, we're gonna go up here and get a good shot of it real quick. But right here was the end of the trail. This is where everybody drove to when they were coming from Chicago. Right here at this spot right here. I mean, not necessarily this spot, but this whole section was it, so you gotta love it. But anyway, we're gonna do more, but just bear with me and we'll get it all done. But anyway, let's keep going. So this area right here, this whole place is the site of the St. Vincent's College is what it was. It was the first, establishment of higher learning is what it says here in Southern California. So I guess you could say it was the first college in Southern California. It was built in 1868 to 1867 is when it was a college. Now it's I can't say that, Loyola University. I don't know what to say. It's not here anymore. But that's what this whole place was. So this building, it's on the National Register of Historical Places. So this building was a college back in the day. Wow, this is what it was built as a college. It was the first higher learning college here in California. So basically it was the first college in California, right downtown. You would not know these things unless you read. You got to get out here and read some of these placards. These placards got some good information on it. Well, check that out. This is absolutely dope. I did not know that. But now there's shops and mostly food in this little area, but it's dope. And none of it's open because it's still slightly early. But wow, I did not know that. That is crazy to me. But again, this is why I always read the little placards, and you would not know it because it's more of a not industrial, but like places to eat and stuff like that. Like, I don't know what this is. Like maybe it's a hotel too. Who knows? It's a hotel too, but it's so dope. And I actually really think it's cool as all get out. But you would never know it unless you read the placards and tell you. Excuse me. You gotta read the placards. You just never know. It's too dope. Man, that pizza smells great. Wow. Anyway, let's get out of here. Back when Route 66 was still this street and whatnot. You know what I don't know? I don't know if Broadway or 7th Street was technically Route 66. I believe it was Broadway. I have to look that up and find out, but I do believe it was Broadway. But anyway, back when Route 66 was still doing its thing, this place right here, which is called Clifton's, it's Clifton's Cafeteria. And so Clifton it's historical because it was established in 1932. So this was established right as where they, right on Route 66. So it's a Route 66 place, so it belongs in the history of Route 66. But also it is the place that is credited for the cafeteria style dining. And so when you went in this, not to mention, this place is dope. I mean, the scenery and things like that. I've seen pictures of it. I've never actually been in it before, and I was hoping to go in it today, but it's closed. But I've seen pictures of it, and the pictures of it are really dope. They got like cliffs you can not hang off of. You can stand up and do videos and stuff on. They got all kinds of decor off in the place. It's actually really dope. I mean, it's a great looking place. And one of these days, I'm gonna get in there and show you guys what it's like. I've been around to this place several times and I've yet to get inside of it, but it's historical. It's been here since the 30s. I think this is one of two that's still around. It used to be massive. There were like 100 of them, maybe not 100 of them, but there were a lot of them around. But this is one of the few that's still here. Now the sign on the door said it was changing ownership, so I don't know, maybe it's not gonna be here much longer. I don't know. I hope that no one closes it out because it is historical, and hopefully one day that they'll put this on the National Register of Historical Places as well. But it's a wonderful place. It looks dope, and again, it's historical, and it's a Route 66 place, and we gotta love it. So anyway, we're gonna keep pushing, get up out of here. Love it. Let's keep going. So right here, there's a tribute to Route 66 right here. That's actually pretty dope. But again, we're here because the end of Route 66 is right around here. But I'll get into that a little bit more when I get over to the other clip. To the other spot. But check this out. Not quite sure who this guy is. But this is a full tribute to Route 66. I actually really dope. I think it's dope, but to be honest with you, there's no information on who this guy is up here and why all this is here. But it's pretty dope though. You gotta love it. I am a fan of Route 66 and the end of the pier right there. But let's keep going. So we came all the way here. This is what we came here for, to see the end of Route 66. But unfortunately for a lot of these people who are taking pictures with Route 66, they're wrong, because this is actually not the end of Route 66. The end of Route 66 is at Lincoln and Olympic, which we're gonna go to here in a minute. But I wanna say in the early 2000s, there's a guy down here. Let's go down here and check this out. So there's a booth over here, and it's a Route 66 booth. Well, this guy put a sign up years ago. I can't, my mind cannot remember the actual year that this happened, but right here at this little booth right here, this guy, he put up a sign in the window that said Historic Route 66. And so he put this up years ago. I want to say the early 2000s or whatnot. He put this sign up, and people started believing that this was the end of Route 66. But again, this is not the end of Route 66. But why not put it here at the end of the pier, you know? So when they put this up, people started showing up and they started doing their thing, trying to come check it out and whatnot. Again, here it is right here, end of Route 66. You know, and so people started thinking that it actually really was the end of Route 66. So the guy thought, you know what, we need to put up an actual sign that says the end of Route 66. So again, you know, in the early 2000s, I think it was 2009, somewhere in 2009, somewhere around that time, they decided that they needed an official sign to say where the end of Route 66 was. And so right here in at the pier, they decided to put a sign up here that says the end of Route 66. And again, as I was saying, this is not the official, well, I guess as of now it's the official end, because Route 66 has been rerouted several different times, and you know, it's kind of hard to actually even do the full route of Route 66, because you got to do so much, you know, the original mother road, you know, because you have to do so much research or whatnot to find out, you know, the parts that are decommissioned, parts that you can go on, the parts you can't go on, stuff like that. You got to do a lot of research to do that. But right here in 2009, they decided to put this marker up on the 83rd anniversary of Route 66. And so now everyone believes that this is the spot where the end of Route 66 is. And technically, I guess you could say it is, since they dedicated this spot. But there is another spot, another end, where in 1936, they moved the ending of Route 66 too. And it's not that far from here. It's actually probably, I don't know, maybe 5-10 minutes away from here. And it's just right in the, not a nondescript area, but it's on Lincoln and Olympic is where it's at. And it's a small little sign that lets you know that that's the end of Route 66. And a lot of people believe that this is the spot, which is cool. I mean, it's fun to think that you can go from Chicago all the way to the ocean. It makes sense. But if you really did the Route 66 and start really looking at the route, it really doesn't make sense. But that's what it is. So we're gonna go over here to Mel's Diner. We're gonna have some breakfast, and then we're gonna go to the ending of Route 66, the actual real ending. All right, let's keep going. Okay, since we're here to do a Route 66 video, we might as well get the Route 66 burger. Just keep it in play. So I think that's what we're gonna do at 10 o'clock in the morning, but we're here, so that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so now that we are done with having our breakfast, which was more like a lunch, excuse me, we're now at the historical actual end of Route 66. So Route 66 actually ends here at Olympic and Lincoln right here. They moved it here simply because back in 1935 there was a movie being filmed here, and it was a Route 66 movie. I cannot think of the name of it. I tried to find the name of it, but I couldn't find it for nothing. Videos I watched and people I was checking out, none of them knew the name of the movie. So they'll just say in 1935 they were filming this movie and they wanted to show the end of Route 66. Now the end of Route 66 is downtown on 7th Street, and beginning of this video we've shown you that already, but they didn't want to show downtown in the actual movie, so they decided they wanted to move. We're gonna go ahead and keep moving here, but again, this is the end of Route 66 right here. So right next to Mel's Diner, gotta love it. So in the movie they didn't want to show downtown in it. Look at that, that's actually dope. And so they moved, they had a prop sign that said Route 66, end of the trail, down on Santa Monica Bluffs, right next to the pier. You can see, and I'm not right next to the pier, but down a little bit further, but they had it there. And so people coming from Chicago, places like that, decided that they wanted to go and see the ending of Route 66. And so when they did that, that place started getting very popular. And so the guy that owns the little shop, and forgive me, his name is eluding me right now, but the guy that owned the little shop down on the Santa Monica Pier, well, we're going back a little bit more. Let's do this. There we go. And so people started coming. I had to go back a little bit and whatnot. So people started coming here to Santa Monica, and they were like, hey, I want to go see the end of Route 66. So they started going to the Bluffs where the movie was, and they started going there, and it got so popular that the government decided they wanted to move the ending of Route 66 to this area right here where we're at. And so when they did it, they wanted to move it over to Santa Monica. But the problem with that is as per the federal highway rules, the ending of a highway had to start or it had to meet the start of another highway. So instead of going to Santa Monica, they decided to move it here at Olympic. Let me see if I can get it in here. There it is, Olympic and Lincoln. And so that fit the bill. So technically, this is the end of Route 66. They can't put it anywhere else because this is the end where it meets the requirements of the highway, the federal highway, you know, whatever they call it, you know, the federal government. It meets the requirements. But it got so popular, the people wanted to go to the pier, you know, they wanted to go all the way to the ocean. So it got so popular that they wanted to move it to Santa Monica. And that's where we're going next, to show you guys that area. So when they moved it to Santa Monica, people were loving it, this, that, and the other. And then there's this guy that owns this shop down there. He decided he wanted to do something. So as I was showing you earlier in the video, the guy that owns the little shop in Santa Monica, he said for whatever reason, I cannot remember his name right now, I'm so sorry. But for whatever not for whatever reason, but he had did the route of Route 66 26 times, he said. And he said that he wanted something here in California to represent the end of Route 66. And so he started this little shop. But when he started this little shop, he wanted to start selling shirts. And the shirts that he started selling had a copywritten, you know, sign of Route 66 on it. And so he started selling those shirts. And the city started asking him why they were so popular. And one thing led to another, and the city decided to, with him, put up a Route 66 sign, is what it was. And so when he did that, everybody started flocking down there to take pictures and stuff like that. So technically, that's the reason why everybody believes that Santa Monica is the end of Route 66, but it's not. But we love it though. It's more of the symbolical end or the traditional end. People just know that that's the end because they've been going there for, 100 years now. People have been going there. They started like in the 40s, stuff like that. So it's understood, but at the same time, it's not the end. But anyway, guys, I want to thank you for joining me on another episode of Wait, Have You Seen This? I've given you all the information that I think I know on top of my head, and I hope these videos come out as not legible but understandable, I guess, because I do a half-ass job of looking up stuff, but I'm trying to get a little better or whatnot. But this year is the 100-year anniversary of Route 66, and I plan on doing a lot more of the videos for that. Hopefully I can take a few road trips and go see some things, so we'll see. But anyway, I love you guys, and there's absolutely positively nothing you can do about it. Gotta go.